One of the things when you're playing in winter, you want to get that ball flying. You don't want it low to the ground. You want it in the air. You know when it hits the ground, it's not going to run. How do we maximize launch with the driver? The important thing is we need to get that ball up, flying, and the chances are it's going to have zero run when it lands. So stay in the air as long as possible. If I was to stand here and let me take this mat, let's assume the ball's on the edge of that mat. So I'm lining up to that. If I hit that straight and that's the bottom of my swing, that is going to have the minimum amount of loft. I mean, I'm not going to come down on it. I want to de-loft the driver. It's not going to be very good at all. But that's going to have, what, I think it's 8-9 degrees on this. That's going to go out pretty low. Now, unless you've got the speed of Bryson DeChambeau, that's not going that far. So we need to be adding a bit of loft to this. We need to be hitting on the up. So if the ball was there, if I move it back a whole driver head, and that's now the bottom of my swing, I'm on my way up when I get to the ball. That'll add a good few degrees of loft and will keep the ball in the air longer. But there's another issue. Imagine looking down the line. Here's my ball. Here's my club back. Now, when I swing, you can see the club is on his way that way. It's not down here. In fact, to hit it down there, I've got to push my hands out, and that will slow the club down. To get the maximum speed from the club, your hands keep pulling in that way, and the club accelerates out on the arc and stays on the arc. One of the reasons people slice low badly with the driver is if they have the ball, they have the ball here near the front of their stance, they're trying to hit up, but they're trying to keep that face square to where they want the ball to finish, which on the face of it sounds good. But what's happening? We know the club is moving that way. So you're moving this way on your line with the face effectively open. Ball goes up, big banana slice. So the trick is to keep that face square to the line as you go round. But what that will mean is the ball's not going to go down the middle where you've just aimed it. Where it's actually got to go is left. So the trick to this is you set up your stance and you are square, everything's square. You've got to aim right at the target, knowing that when you get to that ball, you're on your way around the arc, and now you're square. Everything's square, everything's at maximum speed coming round this way. Let me demonstrate this with a hose pipe. So this is our swing path. Bit wobbly. So the ball is about here. That's the bottom. We're up on, and we're on our way round that way. If I was down the line, you see it's a slanted circle. You're going around that way. Easiest way is to demonstrate it with the water on. And it's freezing cold here, so I'll try not to soak myself. So here's me coming in. The ball was here. You see it doesn't go very far. As I start hitting up, I'm going to put more power on. So the ball's here. We're coming in square, no extra loft added. That ball's coming off pretty low. If I start adding loft, you can see, if you imagine the water is the arc, of the ball in flight, as we add loft, it gets further away. It's not quite the same as the golf ball flight. It's not far off. We go too high, we're skying it, it's coming back, it's going nowhere. Well, look at this down the line. There's the square onto the ball. Now as it goes around and we add loft, we're getting that extra distance. You see where it's landing now. It's coming over here. So there's straight on to the target. Basketball in the distance. And as we come round the swing, that ball goes left. But it's going higher. So that basketball was my target. As I'm launching it, I'm adding loft, but I'm accelerating around this arc. I know the ball's got to go left. So what do? I adjust on this scale. It was that much. On the scale of a 200-yard drive or more, you probably have to aim more at that flower pot under there. You have to try this on the range, find out what works best for you. But nothing's changed. The ball's on the corner for me here. I make the bottom of my arc a whole club length behind. That's the bottom out. And for me, I always think maximum acceleration, maximum speed I want to feel is like there. But that's coming around. When it hits the ball here, that face is pointing here. Now it's not going to hook it. It's not going to slice it. It will generally just be a big, high, nice straight shot. So that's how you adjust yourself to get maximum launch, maximum speed, maximum distance out of your ball. And if you can master it, especially over the winter months, where you're going to get little or no run, by the time you come back to the summer, you're playing in air temperatures that allow it to fly a lot further, and you're going to get 50 yards of run when it lands. Don't be afraid if that ball starts heading up around the 300 yards. You know you've mastered it then. Play well out there. Get the big dog out and give it a go. I'm being watched. I'm sure he could tell you everything. Watches most of my lessons.